Hi, we're here at the old Bayport Cemetery, which is at the end of Sand Road, just off of M25. And we're going to check out the history of Ora Labora, the communal society established here in the early 1800s. Short-lived, only lasted about 7 years.
Dad, I could have cut through there.
I don't know if you should or not, you know? We get nervous with this. This is a nice truck, even though it's off-road and can go pretty much anywhere you'd want it to. It's too nice to take it some places. So we're going down this dirt road here up in the tip of Michigan's thumb, and we're just not sure how far down or how long it's going to be to get back to where we're going, but we're going to give it a shot and see if we can do a little exploring today. I tell you, this is a lovely drive back here in the late fall or late summer, early fall time of year. I bet it's a few weeks from now when the colors start changing, this will be absolutely stunning back in here.
It will be, yeah. What's this?
Posted.
Posted.
Lots of little posted no trespassing side trails here.
We're here.
Oh, and just like that, the road ends in a dead end circle. And we are here, the old Bayport Ora Labora Cemetery.
Wow.
And there's the old sand road goes further on, but that's blocked off now because that must be private property. But we're going to get out and wander around this cemetery for a little bit, just to visit some of the early settlers that came here and made this place a thriving community for an amount of time. And even today, it still is a thriving area of Michigan. More tourists and agriculture now, but yeah, these old cemeteries have a lot to tell us and show us and remember the history behind them. So let's go have a look.
Go see your loved ones. There's a date on there.
What is the date?
Or it has a plaque.
Oh, little bronze plaque.
In memory of Charles Wesley Seed, Linda Grant Seed. Doesn't say a date.
All right, well, we're going to take the trail up. This is nice of them to install this little handrail trail for people. The very first one we see is a fenced-in family plot for the Smith family. Died in 1918. And the bigger one here, 1908. Two of them, both of them died in September of 1908, Doug.
Weeks apart.
Yep. And they were born in 1833, so he would have been 67. He would have been 75. And she would have been 62. She would have been 70. That was the peak of the Spanish flu, fall of 1908. Wow. They could have been victims very well of the Spanish flu. And there's a Latin saying here, or is that Latin? Peace, perfect. I think it says peace, perfect, and I can't make out that last word there. Can you make out that last word, Doug? Peace, right?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Pence?
Pence. That's what I thought it said, but then I don't know what that means. But you can see this is like the gates of heaven here. There's gates opening up, and there's like, I don't know if that's angels or heaven. I bet that's the gates.
Anchor.
Is that an anchor?
You can see the anchor. Look
Oh, it is an anchor. You're right. Anchor was the symbolized for people's faith in God. God was their anchor. A lot of shipwreck themes in Christianity back in the late 1800s.
Okay.
So, and then there's some flower motifs up the side. That's a beautiful headstone. George and Anna Smith. Gone within 10 days of each other, 11 days of each other. All right, we're going to keep walking up the hill here. So everybody says you got to come up the hill. There's Civil War veterans here and other people. Nice breeze blowing today. You can see how sandy the soil is here, which is very common near the edges. Oh, there's been an animal through here today. Look at the tracks here. A plot, family plot here. A lot of the plots are like fenced in with cement. Alright, here we are, up on the ridge. And this is a big cemetery. This ridge separates the lower half with lots and lots of graves on the ridge, but the graves continue on down below into a little valley back here. This is quite the cemetery. I like it.
It's not active, is it?
No, they wouldn't be able to bury anybody here because you wouldn't know where the empty spots are anymore, would you?
I don't know.
How would you know where an empty spot is, you know? So let's see what we can find age-wise for old ones. Here's one from 1880 something, April 14th, 1880. This one's recently been broke too. I hope it was just the weather that toppled it, not vandalism. I hate people vandalizing cemeteries. I would not be happy to see someone doing that. There's one with a Masonic. Oh, these all have Masonic symbols on them.
Mason.
Huh? I'm guessing this group here with no last names on it are all going to be related to the family marker there for Graves. This is probably the Graves family here. What is the dates on these? This one's 1938.
1883 to 1943.
1936, 1925. 1893 and 1896, infant son. Some of them have like cement frames within around them. There's just random cement frames around, and it's kind of fascinating.
Placard over there.
Where? Oh, okay. Oh, and like a tower.
Oh gosh, that's huge.
We've stumbled across some ancient Greek ruins here.
Is this the work camp?
This is just a cemetery.
It's just a cemetery.
Is this 1908 or is this a 3?
They still call me?
Yes.
Okay.
I edit it later.
Oh, okay. We can talk.
That's an 8, isn't it?
1908. 3.
November 1908. If it's 1908, it could well be another Spanish flu one.
But this isn't the work camp one. Where'd you find this place?
This is just this is famous because it's related to the Ora Labora colony. A lot of the Ora Labora settlers are buried here.
That's a
stump one. This cutoff stump was a common thing. Usually they're upright though. They're like tall stumps they're cut off, like a tree that's been cut off. And usually it recognizes a life cut short. Although this person here wasn't really cut short. He just 47. Well, he was 54. That's not an old age. Oh. Now this one's kind of interesting. Look at this one here, bright chrome.
That's cool.
I don't think I've ever seen a bright chrome one like that before. From 1947.
We got visitors.
That's fine. They're probably here like us. Here's a heart-shaped one. I don't see very many heart-shaped ones from this olden time. And there's another one. Someone's just leaned up against the tree there. All cracked and weather-beaten. Now we're going to go check out the plaque that Doug saw from a distance. You locked your truck, right?
I did.
Oh, this is just a family plot. 1921 and 1930. I thought it was something different. But let's see what this one, I thought I saw one over here. It was really old. Oh, 1910, the Baer family, again. I've seen a couple of the Baer family ones here. They didn't stay, huh?
No, I think they just drove by and seen it. Yeah, that's going to be huge.
That?
That's amazing. This is in the middle of nowhere.
It is.
So what is this cemetery called? I'm going to do a quick little video too. Bayport Cemetery?
It's called the Old Bayport Cemetery.
Okay.
Other people refer to it as Ora Labora Cemetery.
Hello, buddy. Doug here. And Daryl's background. Follow my father up. Daryl Turcott. Old cemetery. Old Bayport Cemetery up by
Hamilton family.
Oh, is it Ora Labora, he said?
Ora Labora.
Ora Labora.
Which
we
means
also call it.
which means pray and work.
Which means pray and work. And I gotta show you some of these old tombstones and just walk around this beautiful old cemetery in the backwoods. You never would know.
Huh.
Is this the haunted one?
I don't know if it's haunted. I have no idea if it's supposed to be haunted or not. But But it goes on and on back into the brush and trees, and that one over there is like beyond the fence.
Oh, they don't want people to vandalize that big one?
Well, we would never vandalize it, but we're going to go have a quick look at what it is, because it's just so out of place and different. People have tore down the fence here. Looks like someone's been driving around here, doesn't it?
Some quads or something?
Yeah.
Side by side?
Come up the hill, race around here, then back down the hill.
Yeah. I think that's that road.
That's Memphis.
Holy cow.
All right, this one here, this massive monument erected in the woods at the edge of the cemetery, is for the Dorfner family. I want to do a little bit of research on the Dorfners to see who they were, but to have a monument like this, you certainly had to have had some financial assets and resources, because that's amazing. And this is weed whacked and maintained here. This is a huge little section, all weed whacked and maintained. And these dates in 2002. This is still used. This is still in use.
2000?
2000, 2002.
This person's still alive, apparently.
Well, the wife might still be alive. 1931, she'd be like 90.
Wow.
And then there's a big flat ones over here for the original Dorfners, who died in 1993 and 1997. Susan and William Dorfner. Mr. Dorfner was the manager of Saginaw Steering Gear division of General Motors and credited for the quick changeover of the plant to military operations during World War II. This is something to find right here in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
careful.
There used to be a fence here.
I say it still is, just every other place. So I want to go down that way. I don't know if I do.
I'll walk down there. You stay here. Ow! God, bless.
Pickers?
Huh?
Pants are your friend. And shoes, real shoes. 2007? I guess maybe it still is an active cemetery then, or close to it. I wouldn't think they'd be able to find an empty spot, you know? I hear you. I can't see the date on this one. Elizabeth Severn. Hard to see. 1901, maybe? Always looking for different icons and symbols on the grave markers. Alright, this one has a dove. And of course, the dove is a common symbol in Christianity. You gotta be careful walking through here because there's little markers hidden in the weeds. And that's a marker there that's been taken over by the weeds and tipped over, but there's another one there. They're just everywhere popping up. Be careful if you come up here and walk around because you could easily trip over one of these. This one's covered with lichen. You have a lichen on it. I can't really see what the icon is. It looks like it might be a flower. And that one's so covered with lichens you can't see anything. And here we got another dove. Another dove symbol here. Look at this, there's a ring of them right here. They just come down the hill and you just, let's see, you see like the, ring of markers popping up out of the new grown grass. Oh, here's one that looks like it was pretty fancy at one time. Alright, look at this. One with an arch and a tower. I'm thinking that that probably used to set up on top of that. And you can see how the angle is shifted over the years and it's all tipped. But I'm thinking this was part of this and it was like a really big marker.
Did that fall off?
I'm thinking so.
Surprised it won't break.
Me too. Well, look at how much it's... Who would put that on an angle like this unless it's just changed over the years and shifted, you know?
Papa.
Oh, a metal one.
Cheap.
1965. Huh. First time I've ever seen a marker like that. Can't even really... Huh. Fascinating. Is this whole slab here paved?
Yeah.
Here's another huge one with a huge paved slab and markers all around the edges. The Pitcher family. Buried here in 1924 and 1954. And then another generation here. Oh, here's Dell. This is a newer marker of the same one here. It's on the ground. Someone's broken off a corner of it. That's stupid. Why would someone break off a corner of that?
Maybe a tip.
Maybe.
Like
Oh, maybe it was upright. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was upright at one time. You're right. Look at this big tree that could fall any minute on a stud.
I see that. You better snap and run.
Yeah.
Don't want to die here.
Well, lots of other people are here to keep you company.
Yeah. Friendly ghost post, right?
All right, here's an enclosed stockade fence area with cement posts and iron rails that encloses a family plot. There's a little tiny marker over here. And then another dove. The dove seems to be quite popular here in this cemetery.
Schultz family.
How old is this one?
1896, I think.
Charles Schultz, Ora Schultz. 1896 at the age of 69. And this one's 1889 at the age of, looks like 50.
There's a weird one we gotta get to.
Which one? Oh, the round or the column one?
Yeah.
A lily of the valley growing in here wild along with ferns and some berries. Now the cemetery is in a state of neglect, but not total neglect, and it's, you know, it looks like some people come in here once in a while. Maybe they come in here once a year or so, maybe, and trim it up a little from the looks of it. The Danks family. There's another one right there. Yeah, the remains of an old hand pump. That'd be like they used to have, like they had down at the beach at home. A big pump on it, you know, with a handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
That down.
Father, mother. Oh. Here's this one here, round one. We had to come over and see this one because it's not very common to see a big round pillar like this.
1893.
What is the name? Gillingham? Gillingham. Died in 1893 at the age of 66. Charles Gillingham. Is there another name over here?
Yeah. Nancy.
Nancy Gillingham. And she outlived her husband by
Almost.
Yeah, 18 years.
88. Is that 88?
Huh. That's a nice marker. But if we look through the valley here, you can see quite a few markers. I did not see any that were specifically marked as veterans. And I don't see any veteran flags here, but I'm sure I heard somewhere that there's possibly some Civil War veterans buried here. You would think if that was the case there'd be a flag, but Looks like there's a fairly newish looking bronze marker down there.
I will go see. You can stay here.
Oh, Doug's gonna hop down and have a look at the bronze one. If that's even what I'm seeing.
Yeah. 1872, 1935.
Huh, is it bronze?
Yeah, it must be bronze and copper.
Does it say anything about military on it? 'Cause a lot of those kind are military ones.
No military sign.
Huh, alright. That was just a thought in my... The wildflowers here are stunning. There's just so many different wildflowers all along the edges here. Different colored little flowers around here. Leaves starting to change. Just a lovely setting here. Seems like a pretty peaceful place to be laid to rest. This one's really old. This one could be a child's marker because that looks like a lamb on top. This would be the lamb's body, and the head just broke off, would have been right there. And usually the lamb icon indicates a child. And it looks like it is. There's a name, and it has a death date of 1887. And the age looks like it says something about month and day, so it was a very young person who died. This one's had a rough go of it here. Alright, we're going to work our way back down the hill. Do you? Alright, well, we might have a veteran cemetery here, grave here after all. Here's a little one with a stump icon. A gentleman named Arthur.
Got it.
Osborne. And an inscription on there with a sunburst, a star and a burst that says, "Lead kindly light." This one dates back to 1871. Oh, this was for a baby that was only about 8 months old. And there's an inscription here for the child. It's very touching. Dear babe, thou art gone to rest. Thine is an early tomb. But Jesus summoned thee, thy Savior called thee home. On the other side is Edward Grant, possibly the father of the baby maybe, who died at 23 himself in 1895. Wow. Oh no, that'd be the brother. This was 1871, this was 1872. So this would have been the brother, most likely, of the person listed on the other side. And this is a very elaborate carving on here. Very interesting elaborate carving on here with a pair of like horns, antlers or horns I guess you call them, that go up on either side. I don't know. I've never seen that before. I can't tell exactly what this is. I think this is supposed to represent possibly Jerusalem or New Jerusalem, but I'm not sure. That's fascinating. And this one down here looks almost like a sunrise there. We'll have to do some more research on these icons and check these out. Oh, there's another one on this side. Born 1868, died 1871. 3 years old. Dang. There's a lot of early deaths in this family. The children didn't live very long. And there's another very worn, ancient one with lambs also. twins with lambs. Look at that. Oh, 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 oh. One more family plot. They went really out on this family plot here. They got not just the cement wall around it. They have like posts on each corner, an entryway with steps coming up to it. They did a really nice job designing this family plot for sure. And this is the Flickinger family plot with a cut log on top, which symbolizes life cut short. And then a spray of flowers carved in here. And then some tall posts on either side. I can't make any more of it out, but that's a very intricate and interesting design I haven't noticed before. Again, the sorted flat individual marker stones are laid in place around the edges. It amazes me how many children's graves there are here. It was a hard life here back in the late 1800s. Fournay hen, or henna, 1906 to 1911, 5 years old. This is going to say this is the Flickinger one again. Look at this. This is very well done, very nice. Carved steps with a name carved in the threshold. This is quite fine work here for a small rural cemetery of 150 years ago. Here we got the Rather family with an open book carved in it.
That has I think a cow? Is that a calf on top?
A lamb.
A lamb.
Usually indicates a child.
You know what? Now I sound dumb.
No. If you don't know, you don't know. Some here, I just did it. I had no idea what they meant. This used to be a fancy cemetery at one time, didn't it?
The rails knew. I mean, within the last years, or couple years, probably.
Yeah. 1904 to 19... That person there is 14 on the left. And then the little marker there, I have no way of knowing. So many of them back in there still were under 10 years old or under 12 years old. Yeah. One after another. Huh. That's amazing. All right, well, this is our